Welcome back to another episode of Jeffy Chats. Today we're joined by someone who has redefined what it means to make connection here in Newport Beach.
At just 29 years old, Jake Luna has lived several lives. Born and raised with ambition and intention, his path has taken him from being a CPA to working at Deloitte to venture work. But it's what he's built outside of his 9 to 5 that's capturing the attention of an entire generation.
Jake is the founder of Newport Run Club, a group that started with just a casual meetup of a couple friends and has evolved into a movement with nearly 30,000 people. It also receives 1.5 million monthly impressions.
So let's start off by saying Happy New Year. It's 2026. Can't believe it's already here.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you as our first guest in January, talking all things health and wellness. So before we get into Newport Run Club, let's take it back a little bit. Let's find out more about the Jake. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to high school? If you went to college, where did you go? Give us some of that background.
Yeah, well, Happy New Year, ladies. Happy New Year. My story began in West Covina, California, where I was born in 1996, which kind of feels like yesterday. Through that, grew up in the area, went to a private high school, Bishop Vermont High School, where I throughout my childhood just playing a lot of sports. I did the whole array of ASO sports. We were doing basketball, baseball, soccer, whatever, where I eventually ended up just specializing and getting really good at soccer, where I kind of, at the age of 12, began my club career, and that just became my life.
Soccer mom here.
Oh yeah, so a lot of traveling, a lot of trips to Temecula, Lancaster, the whole array. Played club soccer my entire life, from the age of 10. Went to Bishop Vermont High School, and then from there at 18 hung up the cleats and went to Cal Poly Pomona. That's kind of where my career went. Then I went on to Cal Poly, where I majored in accounting, which was quite interesting to say the least. Then eventually got my CPA and kind of took my career from there, post-college.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about life now, your professional life? Since college, I guess, catch us up to start.
So from college to now, graduating Cal Poly Pomona, majoring in accounting. At first, it just sounded like a very safe career. And I don't know, being 18 to 21, you don't really know what you want to do with your life. And for me, I just knew I wanted to have some sort of specialization in business, and I felt like accounting was the language of business. So it sounded like a really good idea on paper. So through that process, you sort of go through the entire recruiting cycle, and I ended up getting a job in downtown LA, originally at an accounting firm known as RSM. Through that, it was quite a rigorous career. You have your busy seasons where you're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. You have a minimum standard of billable hours to meet throughout that period. But the fun part that they don't really tell you is that it's always a busy season in public accounting, because we're working with clients and companies in the middle market in a whole wide array of sectors. There's no shortage of work. Then throughout that experience was a lot of just self-discovery, just learning what I really wanted to do, the areas I wanted to specialize in, where I really wanted to take my career. And that's when I moved on to work at Deloitte. So I started to specialize in investment management, got a job at Deloitte here in Costa Mesa, and that's when I really started to buckle down in my career. And for a brief moment in time, I thought that was going to be my lifetime career. Just because the people I was surrounded were very, I wouldn't say necessarily entrepreneurial, but very driven. Because to work at a place like Deloitte, you have to be able to have thick skin, you have to be able to work really long hours and sort of develop this stamina. And it worked really well for me because my stamina growing up was all sports. Yeah. So my idea of a challenge was to be able to put my body through a very tough sequence until I literally can't no more. When that transitioned to post-college life in an accounting firm, that same sort of element existed, but it was more of a mental one. And that's when I really started to have this, what's the word?
Change of heart?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a change of heart, but I kind of had an identity crisis where I looked at what that career path was taking me the next 5, 6, 10 years, and it just didn't really feel like me. I think the resume stamp and the experience was something that I'll always live with and take with me. But it just didn't feel like it was that's not Jake. That's not me in my core. Like I want to be able to have flexibility in life, and be able to go to a birthday party if one exists. I don't want to be able to not take time off during certain times a year, and just being an outdoors person. It was really hard to like kind of like constrict myself. Yeah. And then COVID hit, and things changed a little bit here and there. But since then, I recently left Deloitte. I now work in the venture space at a company called AngelList. Yeah, it's really cool. It's fully remote, which is nice. A lot of flexibility, and that's really allowed me to like discover how businesses are ran at the early stage. And throughout this whole process, like that's when Newport Run Club was sort of being born. Because of the identity crisis, because of my love for entrepreneurship, my love for business, wanting to be an athlete and being just outdoors all the time. Through that identity crisis and sort of, I guess, anxiety where my life was going, I wanted to find a purpose and community, and accidentally started Newport Run Club.
So then let's get into that. So tell us, how did it happen? With whom did it happen? And when did it happen?
So this happened at Deloitte. So while I was at Deloitte, this is 2.5, 3 years ago, we were at a happy hour at Sevilla, I believe it was called, at the Triangle Square. So one thing that's really fun about Deloitte, which I'll always give them credit to, is that we work really hard, but the happy hours go harder. You just wake up and there's a tab open, and you just kind of just like let the night take you away. And it was, I think it was all like meaningful at the end of the day. It wasn't anything too crazy. But I remember at the time, I had just moved to Newport maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And outside of my friends that I had in college, I couldn't really find anyone else. Like I couldn't really find my community. And throughout my entire life, like I always came to Newport, went to Huntington, like I was always at the beach or in the mountains. So like Newport just felt like a home away from home, just growing up. So when I officially made it my home, it was kind of odd. Like I'm 23, 24 years old, and there's so many young people my age around me, but for some reason I couldn't like make friends. Like you could have a random conversation at Helmsman or Malarkey's on a Friday or Saturday night, but outside of that, it was either sign up for group fitness classes, like force my way in, or just kind of cross your fingers that maybe one day you'll meet a friend that can introduce you to a friend that becomes another new friend group. And no discredit to any of my college friends, I still keep in touch with them to this day, but at a certain point your paths diverge naturally. So at this happy hour, I remember talking to a coworker of mine. Her name was Talia. She was actually like a legitimate runner. She, athletic girl, very talented at her job, really good, which is kind of the opposite of me at Deloitte. Like I wouldn't say I struggled a little bit, but I just always was asking like, why do we have to do this? Like this is insane. So at this happy hour, I just had this idea of like wanting to start a little community. I saw a run club like pop up in LA. I saw one in San Diego. At the time they were relatively small, like there wasn't a crazy run club boom. But for some reason it just seemed very appealing. Like, just spend one day a week to just go run with your friends. And
were you running prior to this?
Actually no. The funny part, I hated running.
Okay.
Which is also kind of the funny thing too, because as a soccer player, you're running with intention and a purpose. Like you're kind of sounds funny, but you're chasing a ball the entire time. To run without that like element was just so boring to me. Like I would like lose my mind. I was running too fast, too slow, and like I would always try to run the boardwalk, but like I never understood what the appeal was. And I'd see all these people running, and in my mind I'm like, why? Like that sounds so terrible. Like my like self-diagnosed ADD kicks in. I'm trying to listen to music, listening to a podcast, but I just can't like go. Like it was such a challenge. But seeing these run clubs pop up, I was like, you know what? Like maybe if I just convince a couple friends to run with me, this will just be like the catalyst that allows me to spend one day a week away from my job, just to take my phone away, not look at Slack or Skype or decompress. Like I don't have to pay for it. Which at the time I was paying a lot of money for
free C and D, vitamin C, D.
Get some vitamin C. And I just brought it up at happy hour saying, hey, like I'm thinking about starting a run club, and I just like, would you be interested? And at the time, she was actually running with her I think her boyfriend at the time or a roommate, and maybe another friend on Wednesdays. And she was like, yeah, like I'm kind of like running on Wednesdays and have my own like little run club. Like you should come join. So myself and a roommate, his name is Matt, who we were working at Deloitte at the time and also living together, decided to join on a random Wednesday night. And this is December of 2022. It's dark, it's cold, it's not nice out. Like it wasn't like this. And we decided to go for a run, and it ended up being the easiest 3-mile run I ever did in my recent history. And I was, and I was trying to figure out why. But it was just because we were able to just have a conversation the whole time. And like that little like self-diagnosed ADD and like was able to be, I don't know, satisfied because I was able to just stimulate my mind and run. And that was kind of like the aha moment. I was like, I love this. Like I want to do this every single week and get away from my job at Deloitte at the time. And I was like, we should just call ourselves Newport Run Club. And through there, that night, I went home, made an Instagram. The next run we did, which was the following Wednesday, I brought a little disposable camera and just took a bunch of pictures of my friends, because outside of just being an athlete, like the creative kid in me just came out. And I just took pictures of my friends, and we went to Wild Taco post-run to get a little dinner, because during that time of year at Deloitte, we had a per diem to spend, and we were getting into that like that time of year where it's getting really busy. So we went to Wild Taco, had a burrito, and I think like a beer.
How many have ran on that? Was it still the same number or more?
I want to say like 5 to 7 people maybe. Because after that first run, I told a couple friends like, oh, we're gonna start a run club. Like you should just come join us on Wednesday. And a few people of like our close friends just came out, and that was really just the entire intention. Like I was saying at the beginning, just finding an avenue to convince my friends to run with me, because personally I just couldn't do it alone.
But no bigger aspirations at that point.
No, like I had no intentions of being like Newport Run Club. Like there was no board meeting that we're gonna say like this is our 5-year plan to launch Newport Run Club. No hats. It was really just a disposable camera, an idea, and some friends. Really, that's all it was. And fast forward 2.5, 3 years later, now it's grown into this wide movement that's like impacted thousands of lives.
Was there like a specific event or a specific time point when you're like, wow, this is more than just my friends, it's now a community, it's now evolved into something bigger? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, probably the second run we ever did. After second or third run, yeah. So again, we made this Instagram, and I have a few creative friends who freelance, and I had one of my friends, Nicole, make me a logo, because I was like, oh, we should make a logo. And I just got so like, I don't know, drawn to it. I just felt called, like, oh, like this is like my creative little hobby.
Yeah.
Like, this will be really fun.
Oh, wow.
I thought he was going to come sit next to me. Sorry.
It would be cool if he would have sat there.
Yes.
I know.
But yeah, it was just like, this is like my little creative escape, because my entire life at that time was studying for my CPA license, working, and no in between. I didn't have time for girlfriends. I didn't have time for like life. I didn't really have time to go to every birthday party or every Duffy Boat Sunday or whatever. It was with my mimosas. It was all studying and work. And for those who don't know, the CPA exam is pretty rigorous. It's 4 exams, not a high pass rate per exam. And the moment you pass one, there's an 18-month window to pass the rest. So there isn't like, I'll take this one this year, I'll wait a year to give myself a break. It's like once you start, you have to go. But yeah, going back to the question, the moment that was the catalyst was our second or third run, where one random person showed up that no one knew. And in my mind, like I was just kind of like, who are you? Like, why are you here? Like, who do you know here? But it turns out that it was someone visiting from the Bay who was in town to visit his family, and just saw it. Like one of the reels I made on a disposable camera pop up. And in our bio, I guess by choice, was every Wednesday. It said every Wednesday 6:30 p.m. We've never changed that. And because that was what me and my friends were doing. Every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. We're just going to be here, rain or shine. We're just going to go.
1, 2, whatever.
Even if it's dark?
Even if it's dark.
Yeah.
Well, we started in
It
the
was
dark.
dark,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was December of 2022. Okay. I think our first ever like official run as Newport Run Club was December 22nd or 23rd of 2022. And yeah, one random person showed up and was just like, is this Newport Run Club? And I was like, what do you mean, is this Newport Run Club? I mean, like, of course, I guess it is. And then that's that's when a different identity crisis sort of began. I was like, holy crap, like there's people who are actually kind of drawn to this and just want to come run. And then fast forward another week, 2 or 3 more people came. Fast forward another week, 5 or 10 people came. Fast forward again, 15, 20. Fast forward again, I'm like now bringing a little speaker so it's not awkwardly and painfully silent so people could like interact, because now there's some strangers just like walking out of, like from their homes on the peninsula to just come meet at the pier and go for a run. And that's sort of how the snowball effect started.
Yeah.
So what does the demographic look like of the people that are coming together to meet? Are there all ages?
Yeah, I would say it's
singles?
It's all ages, I would say. But I mean, our core, it's probably that 25 to 35 range. Okay. But we also have we have parents who come who bring their kids and they ride a scooter. We have older, like maybe grandparents who come and just walk.
We're not too old.
Yeah,
we have kids. We have high school kids that come from like CDM High School or Newport Harbor, and you see their little track gear, and they'll like run and try to keep up. Or arguably, they're probably leading the pack at some point.
Yeah. Wow.
Is it competitive running, or are there like
there's
all ranges?
It's like a full spectrum, I would say. There's on a Wednesday night we have a 3-mile crew and a 5-mile crew. So the 3 mile is a little bit more casual because it's just pier to pier, like Newport Pier to Balboa Pier and back, and there's a little cone where people turn around. And then we have our wedge crew, which is a 5-mile crew, who start at the Newport Pier, run to the wedge and back. You find that group is a little bit more competitive. They kind of go the distance and are usually training for something. And then you have the walkers, and we just call them our Hot Girl Walk Committee.
I can do that.
And it's just people who, and granted, there's sometimes like 30, 40 people who are just walking together. They'll bring like, if it's cold out, they'll bring coffee, they'll bring like a drink, whatever it may be on the boardwalk to keep them warm, and they just walk and yap.
So if someone's coming for the very first time, whatever level that they are, so you sort of did it, but give us an example of what to expect. They show up and then go through that
It's
experience.
a little intimidating, I would say.
Okay.
Like how many people are you walking up to? Like,
on a Wednesday night, it ranges. Like on its peak summertime, it could be anywhere from 250 to 500 people.
wow.
And it's just, there was one point where like people were congregating by the pier. I think I had to walk to my car, and because I maybe left a microphone or something like that. And walking back to the pier to get things going, I was intimidated.
Wow.
So I can only imagine what it feels like for someone who's never experienced it or seen it to just walk up to a bunch of strangers. So one, I understand that part's a little intimidating. But one thing that I found is that everyone is so welcoming and so nice, because I think if you're showing up to Newport Run Club on a given Wednesday, you're sort of going in with the mindset that you're there to meet people. Yeah. You're not really there to like, I don't know, be an asshole, if that makes sense. Like it's a really hard place to go and be closed off. Granted, some people just want to be around others and they kind of want to stick to themselves. But generally, like you could go up to any random person and say, "Hi, I'm new here," and they'll probably welcome you in with open arms.
Do they know you're the leader? Like,
sort
is that
of.
evident?
I kind of like to remain incognito.
Okay.
Because I don't really think Newport Run Club is me.
It's the whole
members.
Wait, you said a microphone. So do you start off like the
Yeah.
guy?
Oh, yeah.
Are you like, okay, everybody, like?
Yeah, so we do
there-
have a
is there a
sign.
start?
We do have a sign that people hold, like some of our volunteers will hold. Like if you're new here, like come here and get information, and we'll give them a rundown and like what to expect. But I'll hop on the mic, or another like person that helps me. His name's Jacob, and we'll get on the mic and we'll like kind of like get everyone excited, like raise your hand if it's your first time, and sometimes you see like an army of hands go up, which is really cool to see. And then we'll just like cheer people on. We'll play music, I keep the energy high.
That's
and then
Do you take a speaker with you on the go?
No.
Just at the start.
Yeah, just at the start.
Okay.
I mean, because I also understand like we don't want to be like so loud on the boardwalk, especially if like we're running past homes.
I was going to ask that. How does the community feel about the runners and like the congregating?
They honestly embrace us,
Good,
which has been really
good.
cool to see. Because I obviously there's a couple instances where you experience like someone is a little upset, the boardwalk's a little congested, but for the most part it's been embraced, and that was
and Wednesday
my
at a
biggest fear.
6:30. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like it's late.
It's late. Like you're not much is really going on. Like it's not really much to do on a Wednesday night, but we sort of created that thing to do.
How does it end? Like after the run, is there?
Yeah, do you
go somewhere?
socialize?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
do you
we
eat?
after the 3 and 5 mile route or the walkers, hogger walkers, we come back. We usually provide hydration for everyone, which is free. And then we have a little post-run happy hour at Helmsman every Wednesday night. Okay. Yeah. So you go, you run, you sweat, you get those endorphins running, and then we all go to Helmsman and have a post-run happy hour. And we've worked with the team there, Bianca and Lucky, who run Helmsman, and they've welcomed us with open arms. And yeah, we have wing deals, like beer deals, and it's just a good place to sort of make a friend. Because the ice is already really broken. Like everyone ran together. It's pretty easy to say like, how was your run today? And just learn about someone. So going back to the idea of trying to find community, and with like in my own experience, like now we just gave people a platform to just interact really. And that interaction now has happened a lot more seamless for people. And that's really like the engine of Newport Run Club.
Have you found your people now in this community?
Yeah, I know your new friends. Yeah.
Happy story.
Yeah, I mean, people have found their significant others. People have found their best friends. I've had people,
marriages or babies yet?
I don't know, but I better officiate that wedding.
That's right.
I better. And yeah, like people tell me some really like moving stories that like are even like I'm shocked that they felt so compelled to tell me. Like I've had someone come up to me post run and tell me that this community helped them get out of a drug addiction. I've had people tell me that this community has helped them not be suicidal. I've had people tell me that the reason why they stayed in Newport and didn't decide to move anywhere else is because of this community. Wow. And Newport is such a desirable place to live. And I think a lot of people move here with that dream of having that coastal life. But with that dream, like it's really kind of like building a village without a community is really hard. Yes. And we just gave people that village and that community, and it's really attracted a lot of people. I've had members come up to me and they've driven from Palm Springs one night to just try and make it because they had like the week off. People come from I don't know, San Bernardino, from Corona, Riverside. I had someone come from Lake Elsinore, San Diego, LA, like all over the place. Like people have traveled here like overseas from like parts of Europe who came to visit Newport, and they saw Newport Run Club and wanted to experience it the week they were here. So it's kind of insane how.
Do you take the club like on tour? Do you go to other locations? You're like,
No,
we're gonna meet in San Diego,
we just stay true to just our core. Like this is just the engine that exists.
So you have, I think I read about 30,000 people associated with the Run Club, and now about 1.5 million impressions that you're getting on social media. There's other run clubs. I don't know if there are others in Newport, but around, what do you think makes yours different? Is there something different? Or is it our community is just built for this?
Yeah, I mean, our whole thing is really just empowering our members. And I think this is sort of where like my founder's cap comes on of like working in like a early stage startup. Like I think the byproduct of any good business is the value you provide to like your customer or your end user, in our case, our members. So for us, like, we never ask for anything, and we still don't ask for anything. We don't charge a membership, we don't charge fees, we don't charge dues, we don't require signups, we don't do anything. We just say, this is where you're gonna meet, and all you have to do is take the first step for yourself, and we'll take care of the rest. And that's really what our value proposition is. And I think by doing that, we just created this, I don't know, for one of the very first times in people's life, they just felt like they weren't being taken advantage of, and they just got to show up somewhere organically at their own will and experience something that they didn't have to pay for. That makes sense. I can't really think of many places to just do that today. Usually there's like some back end aha catch of like, subscribe to our newsletter, download this app, whatever it may be. And we just said, just show up and we'll take care of the rest. And I think through that, and obviously our social media platforms and kind of being the creative guy, like deep down outside of the accounting shell, just took the things that we posted and shared seriously. Like we highlight our members in like very strategic and like organic ways. We don't really promote a lot of other brands and say like, sign up here, sign up here, sign up here, pay for this, do this. We just show our members doing something they love. And through that, we've built just a community engine. And through that, we've built a brand around our members. And through that, we built a community around our members. And that's why I don't really feel like Newport Run Club is me. Like, yeah, I may be at the helms of guiding the ship, but it's really the engine is our members. Like, we're nothing without them.
Right.
And that's sort of the messaging. And I think people feel that and align with it and are so inspired by it that the moment they go home, they want to call 5 friends and be like, you guys have to experience this.
So Jake, I know that Newport Beach Run Club has partnered with some incredible businesses, both here locally and nationally. Can you tell us a little bit about those partnerships and what those mean to you and maybe where they're looking forward?
Yeah. Wow. When starting Run Club, partnerships were so daunting because something about it made me very skeptical for some reason, because I think at its origin, no one really knew what run clubs were. Like, there was this giant boom over the last 2 years of just run clubs popping up in every major city. So when it came to partnerships, we took them very seriously, because in my mind, I never really wanted to be a Lululemon run club, a Hoka run club, a fill in the blank brand run club. I just wanted to be Newport Run Club. So for the first year, even to this day, a lot of what we do has just been bootstrapped through a credit card of mine that has a very high spending limit, and just fingers crossed that things work out. But in the process, we've gained some very meaningful partners. I think one of our early partners, even before even creating one, was with Helmsman. It was a local business that I believe I reached out to their Instagram at one point, which was daunting in and of itself. And I got a follow back.
Hey,
I got a follow back. I was like,
yeah.
oh wow, that's so cool. Like, Helmsman follows Newport Run Club. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I think I just said something along the lines of like, hey, like I started a run club and we're looking for a place to, come for a little happy hour. Is there anything like a deal we could work out where like our members, or if we go, like we could get maybe like 99-cent wings or something like that? And they're just like, yeah, sure. Like we'd love to support that. And the one thing that I learned at that time is like, I think maybe outside of Mutt Lynch's, which has a pretty crazy trivia on Wednesdays, there was nothing really going on Wednesday night, especially in the restaurant industry. So I think Helmsman was very excited that we just wanted to bring.
I'm sure.
At the time,
bring
it was
in
like,
business
it was
for
like
them,
10 people.
Now 500.
And then similarly, we developed a really good relationship with another local business and coffee shop, Freelance Coffee Project. Very similar instance, because we were running on Wednesdays, and someone brought it up, like, what about a Saturday run? Like, I can't really make it on Wednesdays just because of work, and even sometimes, like, I would say, hey guys, I'm going to dinner, but I'm going to go run Newport Run Club and come back. So like work, I understand, is very tough to get around sometimes, and people here work hard, so working till 6:30 is not uncommon. So we decided to do a Saturday run every other Saturday. Just because, like, selfishly, I wanted some weekends to myself. Similar thing, I went to them, and I knew the owners, Nat and Jeremy, pretty well, because I was living around the corner and would go there all the time, and said, hey guys, like, I'm thinking about starting a run club, and do you mind if I meet here every other Saturday? And I'm not asking for much, but if you get, like, some, like batch brew coffee, like 10, 15 cups, that'll be great. And they were just like, yeah, sure, like, no big deal, like, it's fine. And obviously that's exploded. And similarly, over the last year, we partnered with Dory Deli, another local business, because we launched a Friday morning series, and Dory was one of the only available restaurants that was open that early. Also, Dory's just legendary in Newport.
Yes. What time do you guys run?
It's every alternating Friday at 6:30 a.m.
Okay.
So it'll be the same route as Wednesdays, except we meet Friday morning.
Okay.
And so they're just some of the local brands. Beyond that, it's kind of been quite wildfire. We partnered with Rivian, which is a really big partner of ours.
In what way? What does that look like?
So, again, like, I didn't know at the time, and Rivian didn't know at the time, but they just saw a big community here. So every time we went into a partnership, it was really learning about, like, one, what does that look like? But two, our members are first. Like, I've declined a lot of checks just to, like, promote products I don't believe in. And still, to this day, decline just random checks that could potentially fund a run club, but it just goes against our ethos. Rivian came to me and was just very inspired by the movement. They had just launched their Laguna storefront, which is amazing if you haven't been. It's right on PCH in this old theater, the Laguna Theater, I believe it was. And they just wanted to build community and experiences and, like, just promote wellness. And that's what we were. So then we partnered to just bring ice baths to our Saturday run. We brought the Rivian so our members could test drive them if they want. They brought a bunch of waters and opened up the front of the car and like put waters in there. We had a DJ come out and he plugged up to the Rivian. And for us, like that's how we view partnership. It's like we're bringing value to our members, and again, all they have to do is show up. Outside of that, who else do we partner with? Lululemon has been a big partner of ours. I'm an ambassador now, which has been really fun to see, and a run ambassador, which is funny because I hated running. And yeah, we do things at their store every now and then where they'll give our members discounts, like 20% off, 30% off. We're actually launching a collaborative athletic wear line with them pretty soon. So we just got approved by the head corporate office to do that because of the I guess the 2 years of a relationship we built. So that's very exciting. Recently partnered with Diplo.
I know, I saw that.
My
I missed
goddaughter and my best friend ran in there. And she's 13.
That was a crazy
I
day.
bet that was.
It was pouring rain, it was dark, it was cold, and I remember getting a text from Diplo's manager because we connected at the inception of their run club. And it was maybe a Monday or Tuesday. And I open up my phone, I see a text from his manager saying, hey, Diplo wants to come to Run Club on Wednesday. And I was like, is this real? Yeah. So we go back and forth. I see on the forecast, it's going to be pouring rain. And in my mind, I'm like, oh shoot, like this is either going to be insane or no one's going to show up. It's going to be insane. And come that Wednesday, like they told me not to promote it at all. Like they told me to keep it hush hush because he just wanted to show up and just surprise people. I see. And in my mind, I was like, thank God, because I didn't want like the entire city of Newport to show up. Oh, yeah. And like we take our safety very seriously. Like we worked with PD, City Council, and like we like are very much safety first because we understand the congestion could be a lot. But that morning, or around lunchtime, his manager said, hey, Diplo's gonna post it on his Instagram story that he's coming because he's afraid that no one will show up if it's raining. Yeah. And I was like, all right, okay. So yeah, buckle up. So within like 10 minutes, I see the post come through, Diplo tagged Newport Run Club, and of course I repost it, and then we start launching like that he's coming, and then within seconds, like ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, oh no. Yeah, it's on fire. But fortunately it was raining and there was like no one on the boardwalk. It was empty. So it worked out perfectly. So,
did you get a little bit of break in the rain when you guys ran?
No, it was torrential downpour the entire time. And it's around 6 o'clock, 6:15, or around 6 o'clock, because that's usually when I get there. There's people I already see scattered in the distance, like waiting in the rain. I'm like, oh no, like this is, I could feel like the energy in the air already. So we start cranking music this night because there's no one there, the boardwalk's empty, and everyone knows Diplo's coming, and I just see people coming from everywhere, like all, like...
people that were going to participate and not participate too.
Yeah, exactly. And just wanting to be there. And then again, it's pouring rain. Like someone brought out like a disco ball light, and like we're just blasting music. And then like within like 5 minutes, like he walks up, gets on the mic, like everyone's going crazy. And then the run starts, and I just see a sea of people just heading towards the boardwalk in the pouring rain. And our photographer was out there as well. His name's Everett, who's just insane at what he does. And I just see like the raindrops coming down and his flash just going off, trying to get photo after photo after photo. And from a distance, it just looked insane. I'm sure you all saw the photos. But yeah, it was just like the energy that was in the air that day was crazy.
Was there music on that run?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Throughout the whole.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, not. I think. Not during. I think someone had like a JBL speaker, like a handheld one that they ran with. Yeah, he ran. Yeah, and he runs. He ran like a 7:15 minute pace throughout that 5K. And then yeah, it was crazy. I tried to get him to Helmsman, but I think he had to go play at I think it was an expo in Anaheim that he was playing, so I couldn't. But that would have been crazy. I was trying. But yeah.
Some of the events that you've done, or I guess meetups maybe after the runs, maybe on Saturdays. You've done on, is it the Lido House lawn?
Mhm.
Is that where you've set
Yeah.
up, you've partnered with them, they let you use that?
Yeah.
That's their space.
Yeah, that's Lido space. So yeah, I mean, going back to the local business partnerships, we partnered with Lido House, we partnered with Paws, Newport Beach.
Yeah.
We've done events at Muldoon's.
Yes,
We've done events at Stag Bar. We've done events at Beach Ball.
And these are all after the run, or are they
After the
just
run or on a
just-
Friday night
yeah,
happy
okay,
hour.
Just to get people
Okay.
together.
okay?
Lululemon on Fashion Island, PacSun, trying to think the list. The Chicken Shop, which is also in here in Newport, who's great. That place is amazing, by the way. Yeah, the list kind of goes on. But yeah, some of our big partners have been all local businesses, and kind of the engine that we built was to support local businesses because people here they live on the peninsula or in the surrounding area. They shop locally. So for us, we sort of position ourselves to be a catalyst to the things that we love and things that I do and shop at. Like the reason why we partnered with the Chicken Shop is because there's no seed oils used ever. Everything's cooked right in front of you. And I got to meet the owner, Fred, who's just been absolutely amazing and has such a unique history.
Need to get Fred on here.
Yeah, Fred,
Fred
Yeah,
next.
Fred's
you do.
next.
He has an amazing story. And yeah, now he's like just, I would consider him family. And on its surface, you would think like, why would a run club partner with a chicken shop? But deep down, it's like, well, one, we all eat and want good food, and I believe in his product and what he does. So let me help build the engine and community around things that I do and I eat and I shop at. And that's kind of how we've always viewed our partnerships, is never looking for a check or never really looking for someone to just say, hey, we'll buy you out and we just want our logo everywhere. It's very much strategic, and we want to be Newport Run Club and fill in the blank, not a full takeover and lose our brand reputation and the things that we've built.
Where do you see the future of Newport Run Club going?
That's
Or you just take it day by day?
loaded question, but I've
Okay.
thought about this a lot. I think like the TLDR of what I think Newport Run Club is going to go and where I would love for it to go is that if anyone steps foot on the boardwalk or anywhere in Newport at any given time and goes for a run, they're somehow affiliated with Newport Run Club. Because I think the idea and the messaging is that we want to be sort of the incubator for community, but we also just want to empower movement. We want to give people a place to meet, people a place to shop, give people a place to explore. And if you're moving here from out of town, from over state lines, from overseas, Newport Run Club could be an engine for you to discover the community on your 2 feet.
Right.
And that's really, I think, where Newport Run Club is headed. And granted, like in 10, 15 years, I don't really expect myself to still be on the steps with the mic yelling, like, let's go for a run, guys. But at that point, I would still love to see a community of people who just decide to go run on Wednesdays because it's the thing we do. And if you start on the other side of the pier, if you start on the wedge, if you start in Back Bay, you're running on a Wednesday night because it's what Newport Run Club does. And living in Newport, we just want to do that. And finding your community on your not necessarily on your own accord, but sort of through the engine that we've built, I think will be where this lives on forever. And that's why it's very important that we sort of build and empower our members and build the brand around them, not us build it and like force it down their throats. Because again, like our members are our brand, they're our community. And ultimately, that's sort of what I want to see Newport Run Club become.
So Jake, I have to ask, what's your go-to running song? Like, what gets you going?
Oh man, there's so many. This is really dumb, but or it's not. I wouldn't call it dumb, but
I'm excited to hear
there's actually two songs.
Okay.
There's one. It's like I don't even know the name of it. It's some like weird classical song that's very soft, almost like a Beethoven symphony type song.
Okay.
Because when I would study for my CPA license, again talking about like the mental endurance, like that was a song that helped like kind of calm me. Because before a run, like sometimes like your heart's pumping, you're elevated, you know you're about to stress. So it's like this weird like classical song. But other than that, like a more popular song is just the song by Modest Mouse, Float On.
Oh yeah. Float
Yeah,
on.
because when the chorus comes, it's like
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's got a nice build-up.
yeah, I'm like so happy by that time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I kind of forget I'm running. And growing up, my dad would bring me down to the wedge every time it was like the waves were just pumping. And like that would be a song I remember vividly always being played. And it was like the excitement of like, oh, we're gonna go to the wedge. Like the waves are huge today. Like I can't wait. And like I remember like passing like the Jack in the Box, like heading down Balboa, just like hearing that song. I was maybe like 7 or 8 years old, or maybe a little older at that time. But I remember just always getting a call from school, like the head off or the principal's office. Oh, Jake, your dad's here to pick you up. And in my mind, like, what? Like, why?
Doctor's appointment?
Yeah, doctor. I have an appointment today. Like, why am I leaving? But he was like, oh, we're going to the Wedge. And yeah, that was a good memory.
So if you could run alongside of anyone in the world, is there someone that comes to mind?
Ooh, run alongside anyone in the world. There's actually an artist that I would love to run by. His name's Rick Rubin.
Rick, are you listening?
Yeah, Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah, he is kind of weird. He's someone who doesn't play an instrument, doesn't paint, doesn't do anything like that, but he works with a lot of artists in developing just a unique style and sense of like finding themselves within their art and craft. And I feel like I kind of did that in my own version. I felt like I didn't like running. I didn't grow up a runner. I still don't really like running on my own, but I somehow allowed other people to find themselves through this community that I've built, and just became an engine for people to discover. And I think there's a lot to be learned about people who are in these positions, who just empower others. And you don't need to be a professional in anything to give advice, but I think you just need to give people a reason to do what they do, and especially if they love it. And that's sort of where I feel I've been positioned to do.
Love that. And our favorite question. If you have, if I don't know, if you do have a Duffy boat, do you?
If Duffy wants to sponsor this episode, just kidding. I don't have a Duffy.
What would you name if you were to acquire a Duffy boat? What would you name it?
Oh, that's a really good one. I'd probably say I'd call it the Slow Runner.
The Slow Runner.
Slow Runner.
That's
Yeah.
cute. That's cute.
That's probably what I'd name it.
We love hearing these.
Yeah. I know. Oh, I love the names on the Duffys. They're amazing.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
It's been fantastic.
So inspiring.
Yeah, we both learned so much about it. So.
Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, thank you for having me. I'm honored. Honored. Yeah, I definitely did not expect to be featured on a podcast 2.5, 3 years ago. I just had a disposable camera and an Instagram account.
It's amazing what you've created. We're so thankful.
Thank you. I know.
you.
We're looking forward to going out ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.